Hello boys and girls, welcome to my channel. I'm the Obscure Angel BT, and for today what I bring you in here, it is awesome news. So Heavy Rain, a game that it was exclusive for Sony platforms, PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4, it is now available on the PC. But wait up, because that's not all. All the other Quantic Dream games are also coming to PC. Games like Beyond Two Souls featuring Helen Page and also Detroit Become Human are also coming to the PC. Although not all the things are good news, because for now it will be Epic Store exclusive, but the news says that we can get the Steam version later. Alright, so looking to the settings, I'm running the game with maximum settings with exception of two things. I'm not using multi-sampling anti-aliasing because it is highly demanding and consumes a lot of VRAM, and I'm not using maximum textures. I'm using median because this game it is consuming a lot of VRAM, but nonetheless the game looks absolutely great. But I admit there is a big difference in quality between all the texture settings. The low looks absolutely trash, the median looks respectable, and the high looks amazing. So let's take a look on the minimum requirements. The game asks for an i5 4430, which is a considerably better CPU comparing to our Phenom II X4, and also asks for an HD 7870, which is more powerful than the graphic card that we are using in here, just slightly, but it is more powerful. So we are running below the minimum requirements for the CPU and graphic cards. Although in this first level of the demo on the Sleazy Place, I was getting above 30 frames per second no matter what setting I will be using. I mean, if I was using high settings with SMAA, even including the textures, I was getting an average of 56, which was the same as the median, implying that I'm having CPU issues. Although when changing to the crime scene, again the same story, pretty much the same frame rate between the high settings and the median. This is because of the CPU. This game it is highly demanding for old school CPUs. I'm not really sure if it is something just that it is happening to the Phenom II X4s or if it happens to the others, because I've been investigating on YouTube, and CPUs like the i3 8100 or the Ryzen 3 2200G, all these CPUs are able to get 60 frames per second with no issues whatsoever. So this might be the lack of the latest instruction sets being the culprit in here. If not, it might be also the lack of good performance per core, because this game seems to only being utilized something like 2 to 3 cores maximum, and so a better CPU, or I mean a recent CPU, more stronger, with stronger performance per core, will deliver a much better performance. So this might be one of the issues of why I can't get 60 frames per second. So you might be asking yourself, so why the hell this is happening? I mean, Heavy Rain, it was released nearly 10 years ago. Why the hell this game it is not getting 60 frames per second with maximum settings? The reality it is, it's not only that way. You know, it's not just that simple, because Heavy Rain was remastered for the PS4 3 years ago, and they really revamped the game with a lot of new details, better shadowing, better illumination system. They added ambient occlusion, they added a ton of stuff to the game, making it much better visually than the PS3 version. Comparing PS3 version, for example, textures to PS4, they are completely different. They really reworked the entire game, making it, of course, much more demanding than it was. And this is a PS4 port, not a PS3 game. So essentially, you are not playing a 10 years old game technically. You are playing a game with 3 years that was designed exclusively for Sony platforms, so porting this game to PC might not be that easy at all. But anyway, the performance that we are getting in here, it is actually pretty good, because PS4 runs this game at 30 frames per second lock, and that's something that we are able to get in this game too. We are able to get an experience above 30 frames per second, although I still think that PS4 might deliver a better experience, because it seems that this game uses a lot of VRAM, and it stutters from time to time. Not only to mention that our Phenom II X4 seems to cause some stuttering from time to time. So PS4 might look a little bit more stable, but still we are running an exclusive game in here that it was exclusive, I mean, for PlayStation systems, and it is actually a surprise that they are porting all these games to the PC. So I'm very happy to say that this game, not only it is a great game for the lovers of storytelling game or narrative driven games, it is a great game with great scores. Not only it is now on PC, it is also very cheap if you are willing to buy the game through Epic Store, because the game costs $19.99, which is a very good price. But now, at the time of this video, since we are in the middle of the Epic Sales Store, I mean, it is even more cheaper. The game costs $9.99. It's 10 bucks. It's only 10 bucks. It's an insane price, and a lot of people recommends to get this game, especially for that price. Alright, so I'm recording with AMD Radeon Relive. Unfortunately, it makes even the things worse. So performance, frame rate, it is suffering a lot. So there are sequences in here that you might see frame rates below 30 frames per second, although these don't really happen without recording, and you should know about it. But overall, the game it is here might not be the best port in the world, but still plays. It is completely playable. You might not get the 60 frames per second, but since this is a narrative game, having 30 frames per second, just like the PS4, it is actually very good for this game. I'm just unhappy, I'm just sad that I'm not able to max out the textures, and even with the median textures the game stutters a little bit, making the experience a little bit weird. But it's not going to get in the way of your experience, because again, this is a narrative focused game. Alright guys, so that's all. Hope you keep enjoying the rest of the video. Hope this was helpful to you to understand if you can run this game or not. If it was helpful, please leave on the comment section down below. If you want to see any other games, just leave on the comment section below. I will try to do the impossible to get those games. Alright guys, so thank you a lot for watching, and I do hope to see you soon. Goodbye.
Unrelated to the investigation. Airy comment, sample of no interest. Comes from one of the policemen present on the wasteland. Lieutenant Blake? I'm Agent Norman Jaden from the FBI. I went by your office this morning, they told me you'd be here.
Now if you're looking for rain, dead bodies, and highways, you come to the right place. Mike, will you tell that asshole with the bulldozer to stop for 5 minutes? I can't hear myself think here.
Right away, Lieutenant.
Well, are you coming, Jaden?
So, what happened?
Some guy taking his dog for a piss found a body about 6 o'clock this morning. We don't know much more right now. Based on what we've seen, looks like the work of the origami killer.
Do we know the cause of death?
There are no marks on the body. Chances are he was drowned, like the others. Any news on the coroner?
He's on his way, Lieutenant.
We've been waiting for an hour, for fuck's sake.
Any witnesses?
None yet. Given the neighborhood, I'd be surprised if anybody saw anything.
There are a lot of people on the crime scene. Aren't you afraid your men might destroy some clues?
You don't find proof sitting behind a desk. We're not in the habit of trampling things into the ground, even if we're not in the FBI.
No, of course not. That's not what I meant.
Tony, I don't want to see a single shit-stirring journalist within a mile of here. You got it?
Yes, Lieutenant.
Do you have any leads?
My men are going over the scene with a fine-tooth comb. If the killer left anything behind, we'll find it. Listen, I'm a little busy here. Why don't we discuss all this a little later, back at the office?
Oh, no problem. I understand. Do you mind if I have a look around?
Be my guest. Hey, Jade, you come and see me if you find anything, okay? We're on the same team now.
Very common. Sample of no interest. Comes from one of the policemen present on the wasteland. Very common. Traces of footprints leading toward the body. They don't look like those of the police. No correlation with the body for the moment. Very common. Traces of blood detected on the fence behind the railroad line. The blood report indicates an advanced and long-lasting state of exhaustion. There's a good chance that they're the killers. Very common. Tire tracks on the side of the road behind the railroad line. It may be the killer's car.